This is the mother of podcasts. We are thrilled to embark on this journey with you. This podcast is a safe space where we celebrate the beauty and chaos of motherhood, exploring the triumphs, tribulations, and taboo topics that come with it. From the little superstitions that you followed or questioned during your pregnancy, to parenting gentle or not, and everything in between, we'll delve into the diverse experiences of women from all walks of life. Whether you're a mom or a mom to be, or simply a woman with a story to share, this podcast is for you. So grab a cup of coffee, put on your comfiest shoes, and let's dive into the messy, magnificent world of motherhood together.
Hello, welcome to episode 5 of Mother of Podcasts. I'm Saumya. The conversation that you're going to hear ahead is a wonderful, fresh take on career versus motherhood, and also a fresh take on reconnecting with your feminine energy. This conversation is with Mahima, who's also my yoga instructor and a very, very demure, calm, and composed young mom. Unfortunately, you will be hearing only mine and Chanda's voices, and you'll be seeing Mahima's video all through because we could not record our video on Zoom. Enjoy the conversation and let us know what you think about it. Welcome to the Mother of Podcasts. In today's episode of Mother of Podcasts, we are joined by a very special guest. And she's special not because she's just a mother, she's also special because she's, in true sense, a Santoor mom of a beautiful 3-year-old baby. When I first saw her, I couldn't really figure out if she was 16 or 26. Anyway, she is a mom and she's also my yoga instructor. She's joining us today, navigating through all the festivities, baby care, her yoga classes, her family duties. So we really respect her time and thank her for being here. Our discussion today will take you through a new perspective in today's woman's era of career before family. Here is Mahima, who chose otherwise. Welcome to the podcast, Mahima, and thank you for doing all that effort that it has taken for you to come and sit here in front of the screen with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What's happening? What's up? How are you? How is Diwali preparation going? What's happening in life to start with?
Thank you, Saumya. First of all, thank you for having me here. It feels nice to talk to fellow mothers and, actually bring out the importance of things that would seem trivial to other people. But, as a mother understands, we as a community would understand each other better. So what is going on currently, Diwali, as you mentioned, I have lined up my nanny to clean. Diwali cleaning is happening around, a lot of chaos. My little daughter, who I was planning to put to bed for a nap, is up because I have this schedule, so they have to be here around. So that is what is happening. Apart from that, excited for Diwali and going to mom's place over the vacation. So looking forward to that.
So, Mahima, before we dive into the episode and the topic we want to discuss today, I want you to tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, your family.
Yes, so I am a mother of a 3-year-old. Now, our definitions about ourselves start with that because being a mom is a huge title. I find it like that. I think of it as a trophy for myself. So, yeah, I'm a mom of a 3-year-old. I was raised as a single child back in Bombay. And now I am a proper bahu, you can say, in a joint family setup. And
Another title that you can be proud of.
yes, pretty much. It's like a badge. The another thing is that I studied Doctor of Pharmacy, so a PharmD graduate for 6 long years. I worked as a medical writer for 2 years, and now I have taken up full-time yoga teaching, especially to support, empower pregnant moms postnatal is a huge thing. I went through it, and I want, to build a community for new moms to support them through this transition. So that is my vision as of now. Yeah, that's about it.
Um, Tell us about how has your motherhood journey been so far? 3 years. Take us through your pregnancy. Take us through the mental side of it, the physical side of it, the emotional side of it. How did you navigate through? How was it for you?
So, soon after I graduated back during the COVID year, 2020, I got married, and this was my decision. Then, within 3 years, 3 months, I conceived my little daughter. So, I was in a new setup with a new family. Did not start my career then of writing. I had a degree, but I had to keep that on hold and focus on the pregnancy. So I dived into teacher training for prenatal, postnatal yoga then. I wanted to make use of those 9 months and, you know, uh, embrace my pregnancy fully. That is how I made up my mind. Like when you're stuck in a situation, you have to channelize your energy into something. So when you're stuck, I chose that, and somehow I felt the pregnancy was my calling towards the spiritual side. Um, so 6 years I studied in Mysore, FAMD, which is a hub for yoga teachers. But I was in a different line altogether. That is the irony. And then I took up yoga teacher training after I graduated out of Mysore. So eventually I am going back there some point in my life when the babies are grown up, but I am going back to Mysore. It's got a piece of my heart. Um, and yeah, so yoga teacher training, and then I birthed my daughter in November 2021, and in Jan, I took up a job. I got an offer, and it was work from home, flexible timings as a medical writer, and I was restlessly applying for jobs all throughout my pregnancy. So I wanted to put my degree to some use. Of course, we all want to do that. You've invested a good amount of time academically. I don't want to sound a little boasting, but I enjoyed my course throughout. I
Yeah.
was very much into what I was doing. So I wanted to put that in use. And so I got an offer. I spoke to my mother-in-law, and like as I got the offer, first thing I did was I asked her, should I take it up? Her first is, and the baby was 40 days old, like just when you come out of Japa, okay, and you're like lack sleep deprivation, exhausted. But I was driven to this one thing that was keeping me, driven.
Yeah.
So she said, हाँ हम लोग पाल लेंगे बच्चे कुछ नहीं होता ले ले जॉब. She was like that. Those words I cannot forget because um silver lining, as you can say. And then you have like so what I realized out of the situation was empowerment actually begins from home. Women empowerment that we talk about. So if you have a supportive elder at home, mother-in-law, or any supportive person, especially a woman supporting another woman is rare. Okay, so she gave me the himmat, you can say, to take up the job when the baby was 40 days old. And this was my first job, okay,
Wow.
after graduation, first corporate thing. So my background is why I was driven towards a corporate job is my mother, all her life was in corporate. She worked with Reliance Life Sciences. She was also in pharma background. So I've seen my mom work in Bombay
Yeah.
throughout her life. And now I was in her joint family, kitchen, and pregnant. And I was like, oh God, now what? Where is my degree going?
Doing something that you haven't seen
I
happening
have
in your
not
life
seen,
ever.
yeah, I have never seen a joint family setup. And so yeah, I had my set of chores at home. I tried to segregate all of them, gave my best. 2 years I was into writing. I had very supportive managers at work.
Okay.
That's
Somehow
rare.
they never pressurize. That's also rare. So I would really like thank the universe
Yeah.
for this backup, because with flexible timings, most of the times I delayed. My only window to work was early in the morning, if you all are working or any working mothers would know, or after the baby sleeps at night. And in between, also, you have to rush to feed the baby. So I was juggling, and there were days I couldn't feel my body because it was all hurting because of super exhaustion. Morning, I have to, it's like a duty in the kitchen. So morning, you have to report for breakfast time. There's only 2 meals a day, but there is reporting at home, at work.
Yeah.
But again, I was driven to work. It was like a very refreshing thing, even in the middle of the night at 2, if I'm writing something on some disease, some new drug which is in the market. It felt like a change from breastfeeding and diapers. It was so refreshing to the mind to do something for yourself.
Exactly. And
That's
somehow, don't you feel like when you are doing something besides the baby, you are actually more focused towards the baby when you are with the baby? Isn't it?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
or
It's
take the
easier.
most of the time when you are spending that with the baby somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, it's easier to be in the present when you have that time off the baby. Like the house knows now she's working, so
Yeah.
the baby is with the grandmother or with the father at night. So I'm able to focus on work at that point. And then when I'm with the baby, I'm like excited to be with the baby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go.
So I
And,
realized.
and like listening to your story, like your pregnancy got you into a new career, isn't it? Like you were compelled to, you were called towards yoga through your pregnancy.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
I
tell me
always
about that.
was inclined towards yoga and spirituality. All like everybody who knows me now also thought that I would take up this line of work, uh, but uh, I just wasn't there at that time. You know, when the calling is there, you reach there. So all of these turns of my life led me to what I really wanted to do. And I was restless throughout the pregnancy. My mother kept saying, when the time is right, you will get a job. You will climb the corporate ladder, which I was like so excited
Exciting.
about at
And what
that
about now?
point.
Are you still willing to do that?
No, not at the cost of my daughter. Like, now she completely needs me. So I quit this April. I am open to opportunities, but I have yoga as my priority as of now. So I have made up my mind about that because it is demanding. My daughter turning 3, she needs me more now, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. Emotionally, I need to recharge myself first before I am there for her. So, and you know, what I realized was as a yoga teacher, you also exchange energy. When
Yeah.
I take classes, if I take 3 to 4 in a day, at the end of the day, I'm done. So energy exchange while yoga and then attending to a toddler is another level of energy exchange. It's just
Exactly.
giving a lot of energy. So, cannot take up a corporate job as of now. Cannot do all three. Yeah.
And like we are talking about on the topic of career, how do you manage your online lessons with a toddler? How do you do that? I mean,
Yeah.
me and Chanda trying to record a podcast for an hour, like maybe in a week or 2 weeks. It takes like massive amount of planning to do that. Like, how are you managing your online sessions and everything? 3 to 4 sessions a day with a toddler. How are you doing it?
So it's easier when you have a full-time help at home, but I don't. So I have, and these nannies, I think all moms would agree, are so unpredictable and
Yeah,
mostly unreliable. They can flake out on you at any time,
yeah.
and especially Indian moms in India would really, really relate to this. So um, somehow I'm managing. It's again somehow, I have lined up a nanny to come only during those sessions, 4 to 5 that I take. And now that she's joined nursery, a little early for nursery, but she's joined nursery. So I get the morning hours to me. So I take my other sessions then. And early morning is when she's with her father. So I take the morning class then. So it's much, much sorted now.
Oh. So you want to tell me that it gets better when they grow up?
No, no, I will not say that. That would be
A
a
little, I
lie.
would say. A little.
See, yeah, with time, to give yourself, once they go to school, it's just, you're just clueless. Like, am I
What?
hurrying up her to be,
Yeah.
apart? Like, is it too soon that I've pushed her out of the nest kind of a thing?
Yeah.
But it has to happen someday. And uh, with time for yourself, you will have once they start schooling. But the tantrums and other side will also be there to compensate for your me time that you get.
So
So,
I wanted to know, like, how your family reacted with you being pregnant and you taking a decision to, uh, pursue a career while you just you delivered a baby, and
sides of the family actually.
every I feel, I don't know if you felt that. I feel everything happened so quickly in your life. A transition
Very
from a
good.
student, then to a mother, then to starting a career afresh right
Yes,
after the
yes.
motherhood. So how was it? How did your family and friends react to it?
I think I didn't give them enough time to react because even my shadi was a big it happened too quickly. My roka happened on 26th of November. I got married on 1st of December. And this is my college boyfriend, my
Okay, so
senior
it
who
was a
I
love marriage.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
So after that, everything happened quickly. The baby, the job change, the career change, everything happened quickly. And I will tell you one thing, I was not in a good place in my life before my marriage, and I wanted to change the course of my life. And I did that. And you can call it manifestation, but I did a lot of chanting. There's something called Doimoku chanting, which is a Tibetan chant. I did puja, not really, but chanting, and I had a vision for myself, and I am there now, I would say. So I'm a very
So
strong
you are
believer. Sorry,
a strong manifester.
Hmm.
pretty
You
much,
decided
yeah.
what you wanted to do and you got it done.
Pretty much, yes. So you just need to be clear of the signs you give out to the universe. First, you need to have the clear vision. And when you connect with the universe, things just fall in place. I am a believer of that.
We believe in law of attraction.
Pretty much, yes, I do.
Okay, now that works. I believe that works. Yeah.
Yes,
It
it
has
does.
worked for you. Hopefully, it works for everyone who's listening to this.
So
Yeah.
when you just have clarity is what I'm saying. When you are confused about your things, the universe gets those confused signals. So first make up your mind as to how you want your life to pan out
Yeah.
and write it down, say it out loud. You may sound foolish, silly, whatever, but it works.
Wow. That's a beautiful thing that you said, Mahima. Wow. Very, very like even I am at that point in my life where Chanda, even we've had a very high voltage career so far. We've both been in media, and it's been a hell of a ride for us, from news channels to newspapers to digital media, and suddenly like this entire setup has changed, and it's a very short span of time. It doesn't give you a lot of time to mentally prepare for it. So coming, that's where I'm coming to you for this question is uh, the mental journey that you take, from the acceptance that it takes that okay, my this is my life now. How did you reach to it? How did you accept it? Okay, this is my life now. Or was it like gradual? Was it sudden? Did you have trouble doing it? How did it happen?
Trouble prevailed throughout. When such huge transitions happen in life, you will seem to, be troubled. But one thing I'd like to point out here is the age factor. I was 23 when I got married. I would say you are, when you don't know much, you don't have much info, you can be a little malleable. You can compromise more, is what I felt. As you grow, your opinions start to become stronger and you become mature. So you start to resist certain things and certain way of life. Um, that was a plus point for me. I feel. because I had older sisters um, who did stop me from getting married that early. They were like, "No, you're not doing the right thing," and I was against them. I sounded like this filmy Bollywood girl who said, "नहीं, मैं तो शादी कर रही हूँ." So that is what happened. Yeah. Um,
So
mentally,
what were,
huh.
if we come to challenges, like as a young mother, because I honestly, I envy you. If I had known better, I would have married early and I would have had a baby earlier. So what were the challenges actually? Because I see all the good things that, you know, मेरी कमर में कम दर्द होता, या मेरे मैं शायद और फ्लेक्सिबल होती मेंटली, या और सारी चीजें हैं, पर
एनर्जी
व्हाट,
ज्यादा होती,
हाँ,
Yeah,
एनर्जी थोड़ी
yeah.
ज्यादा होती.
एनर्जी थोड़ी ज्यादा होती,
You know
पेशेंस.
what? I have those feelings even now, even though I'm young, I'm 27. But to plan for a second baby, I still have like 100 thoughts as to will my body be able to do this all over again? It is so this phase is like that. But I do have that fear also, like in the back of my mind, I console myself saying, if I was past 30, God knows if I would have been able to do this.
Yeah,
But pregnancy and birthing kind of, I will not say breaks your body, but it does do a lot of damage here and there. Because when you are raising a toddler on your toes all the time, breastfeeding, I fed my little one for exclusively breastfeeding 22 months. The pediatrician was like saluting me there, but what do I do with all that salute and medals? But nobody's giving me a medal for it, okay? It is an exhaustive journey. Even though you're a young mother or an old mother, it is going to be exhaustive. So don't think of it
that way.
like, otherwise don't let your thoughts go that way. I'm a yoga teacher, but still I was exhausted. Still I had back pain. Still I had weakness.
Yeah,
It's about your supplements, about self-care, you know. I've
yeah.
seen yoga moms at 40 deliver normally and fine. I think they're fine. But so age is not a factor there. It's about your diet, your nutrition, your supplements.
Yeah, okay. So how do you prioritize your self-care and personal growth? I know that because I've taken your classes and I know how mindful you are towards your body, but for all of us, just some pearls of wisdom, if you want to drop how to
So
prioritize.
recently I've started something called Abhyanga, which is a full body Ayurvedic oil massage. I get it done once a month.
Okay.
That is for myself. And I think all ladies, especially post-birth, should add this to their routine. Apart from your usual mani-pedi, this, that, but add a full body oil massage, Ayurvedic oil massage. That really helps with rejuvenating your all your muscles and your relaxation time. That 1 hour in a month, you can give that.
Okay. All right. What are your see, you are a lot into chanting. You chant in the beginning of our classes, in the end of it, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it during pregnancy, and even after. Even you sent me like some of the chants, some of the mantras to do even in my alone time. um what are some of the advices, like if a young mom conceives and for, let's say, not prepared for it mentally, because honestly, not even young, I'm saying even I wasn't prepared for it. All right, आप कितना भी पढ़ लो किताबें, कुछ भी कर लो, आप prepared नहीं होते हो, ठीक है? तो although it's the most natural thing in the world, right, Chanda? मतलब me and Chanda have been discussing this for so long कि how do you like prepare yourself for what's coming, because nobody actually tells you. So how would you tell somebody who's going to conceive or is planning for a baby to prepare themselves, or would you just say repeat the same thing, that nothing will prepare you and you'll have a separate
Yeah,
life?
pretty much. See, I myself took the first 3 months, my first trimester, where you're all nauseous and everything. I was preparing myself about the whole idea of becoming a mom at 23.
Yeah.
Um, and in a new setup. And so chanting, I'm coming back to chanting, really grounded me.
Okay.
So I did not have very good energies when I was pregnant around me. I sensed it.
Okay.
Okay. I sensed it, not like black magic or something, just people around me were, everybody was in a shock actually, 3 months post marriage, you know. So, so I chanted. I honestly felt like I'm creating a bubble of protection around me and my baby in the womb. And that really grounded me. And I would recommend chanting to everybody, even those who cannot meditate, even those who, because chanting is a very active process. Meditation is where you have to sit and calm your thoughts down and all, but not everybody's cup of tea. I wouldn't tell everyone that, you know, it's very easy to meditate. Do meditation is so easy to say, but rather than when you sit to do it. So, chanting is something active, something I held on to, something I recommend my um, other fellow moms, pregnant moms to do. So that is, I would say, I dived into all these things to mentally prepare myself. So when they say Garbh Sanskar, I did not take a proper training in Garbh Sanskar or anything. I just did what I felt was helping me, which was chanting, which was yoga. I was doing everything around the baby and the baby's lifestyle, like what I'm eating. I was nourishing myself. I took the liberty. Even in a new setup, I cooked for myself. I prioritized myself and my baby. Like nothing could stop me from prioritizing my health back then when I was pregnant.
Wow.
So,
So yeah.
as you've told us that you were a young mother and you were pretty young. So, when I got pregnant, I had a couple of friends who had already had their babies. Some were pregnant with me. So, there were like people I could talk to, my friends who I could talk to. But I want to know, did you have someone who you could talk to, share your experience or what you're going through, or is this normal? Like, ऐसा हो रहा है, ये normal है क्या? ऐसा होना चाहिए, अब ऐसा होगा
Like
क्या?
I had Chanda to do that. So I used to text her, ऐसा हो रहा है, ऐसे ये normal है क्या? So exactly.
So the thing is, as a young mom, the biggest problem or the challenge I faced was to not have my tribe around me because all my friends were pursuing masters abroad, taking up jobs after graduation. Nobody was looking at marriage back then. So that is their choice, but who I was close to. So they would listen to me, but I had to, like, I stopped myself from sharing because I just couldn't feel like they're relating. And then, you know, you won't believe, but I waited 3 to 4 years for Tara to join school so that I get to meet fellow moms. I was
Yes.
desperate to make friends of my age. Um, See, I had people to give me advice. I had my mother-in-law on SOS basis. She was always there. Always. I had a lot of other dadis, other taijis, other chachis, all those elder clan who have raised babies. I had them as my support system, but I wanted someone my age. So eventually I have found them. They got married, they had a baby, so they all look up to me. But back then I didn't have. And so the thing was my husband could go on with his normal life and you know have a friend circle which he had here. I left all of that and I had come to a new city. So for me, that friction also played a role there, you know.
So that's the story of every girl who gets married and comes to a new
Moves to a new
setup and
city.
leaves everybody behind and envies their husband. Coming on to your husband, how did the relationship between you guys evolve, develop after the baby, in a joint family setup, as you told us? How was it like? And he was your college sweetheart. So how did
Yeah.
it evolve? How did it change? What happened there?
So, so when in the infant months, when you're sleep deprived, I would give him that he took up the whole sleeping schedule for the baby. At night, if the baby wakes up, he would cradle her back to sleep. That was his department. Mine was to keep the baby full, uh, feeding and then passing out. I literally had no energy to cradle the baby around. So he was there supporting me through my decision of taking up work and raise Tara simultaneously to take up yoga. He was there. He never ever has said, you know, take it slow, he has said, but not like take a pause or something. He's like, कर रही है, अच्छा ही कर रही है, जो भी कर रही है. So he was there throughout. Those were the initial months. Now it is all me. Initial months, somehow it came naturally to him. I had not seen that side in him. He took up initiative towards the baby. Now he's very, very caught up at work, and I understand that. So I let him take that step back. That's okay.
All right.
But
So Chanda, you were saying something.
I wanted to ask her that, do you feel a little angry or frustrated, when your husband doesn't step in with the toddler? Because I know, like, my son is 2.5 now, and I understand that my husband is working. He has a lot of things on his plate right now. But there are days when you're like, I need a break, or
Yeah, I mean, on a Sunday, Sunday is a very dynamic days for couples who are married,
yeah,
okay? So on a
I'm glad you
Sunday,
mentioned it.
so on a Sunday, I do wish to, take a break and for him to take over her bathing and, her engagement and stuff, and on a Sunday, he chooses to lounge and relax.
yeah.
So that is where things, get a little dicey. But other than that, I don't feel irritated on the weekdays. I have taken up as my duty. It's in my mind. Um, Also, because it is a business setup, there's a family business. My mother-in-law raised children, father-in-law worked at the pharmacies. So, uh, so I see them and I adapted to that kind of way of life, pretty
That's
much.
that's
So
very
that
rare.
those role models are there at home, and
Now that's something now that is very rare right now because I don't want to sound like a bitch, but um the cons of feminism, the ultra cons of feminism have taught us to lead a life in a certain way for everyone, right? That is so rare. And Chanda, you're saying it's rare, but you've done that too. Okay. You've done that completely. You've been colored in the colors of your new family. Like, because I know you from before marriage and after. Like going to a new, and only women can do this, right? Going to a new family, becoming a part of their tree, and leading your life like they have done for so many years. I mean, it's a commendable thing, Mahima. This is, I will take like a lot of, I want to say, like, this is so amazing. And women need to understand that it's not all about financial stability and money and career ladder. It is also about this, because the West is forgetting this. And we still have that. We still have our tribes. We still have our families, and the West is forgetting it. And if women can do it, I mean,
so how you took up this line is not how my friends and my closer circle takes this up. Who are not married. Who are not married will not understand me, you know, the colors of this family and all. They don't get it. And so I've stopped sharing, this is how I had stepped back.
So I
yeah.
feel it takes a lot of understanding, and I think years of understanding that, taking a step back for a while. Not like we'll be stuck here always. No, we are taking a step back for a while. It took a good 1.5 year to understand that, taking a step back is okay. Taking a pause is okay. You have to be there for your kid. He didn't ask to be born. We decided that, it was our decision. So it's okay to be there with your child, with your family. Take a pause and, then restart, or then, even take a turn. Like, you moved from a corporate life to a yoga teacher. So I think it takes a lot of understanding and a lot of years of, being in a family setup to understand कि भाई ठीक है, ऐसा कर सकते हैं, ऐसा होना चाहिए या नहीं होना चाहिए, I don't know, that's
Okay
totally
to
a choice, but ऐसा कर सकते हैं, ऐसा हो सकता है.
So
And
that is my one message, that personal milestones are equally important. When you have to take a step back from your um, ambitions and whatever, but personal milestones is what how my mother explained to me. Getting married, having a baby is equally important, although she was like a super career driven woman all her life, but she let me get married at 23, so she supported me through that. Yeah.
so a part of what we are planning to do further with Mother of Podcast is also this, that the sad part is, like what your mother did, supported you through something that she hasn't done, but she understands the importance of. Why are we not taught that since we are born? Why are we not taught that, okay, having a child is as appreciable, as contentful as having a great six-figure paying salary? Okay. So
Even more, I would say it is even more
there's
giving
nothing more
to have a baby.
yeah.
Yeah.
True that. That's true.
So
Wow.
I think the setups and the policies and the mindset around taking a pause or not working, or
Yeah.
mothers who stay at home, the mindset around it, and it's something that bothers a woman
Yeah.
कि मैंने इतनी पढ़ाई कर ली,
So
मैंने
it
इतना
goes
कुछ
back.
कर लिया और अब
और
मैं
अभी
Yeah.
कुछ नहीं कर
it's
रही.
कर रही हूँ.
See, the thing is, it goes back. I will tell you my experience. That I studied in a convent girls' school, and for all of their, um, though they have those plays at school, everything, the theme was women empowerment. And then we changed that whole women empowerment to career-driven corporate life. All little girls, I was in a girls' convent school, and they spoke about women empowerment, and the picture we had was a corporate job and earning for ourselves, being financially independent. So that was all the definition of women empowerment. Now, a small story, like an incident where my mom would come in the evenings and would light a diya after her work. My bunch of friends who were all girls, studying together for exams, they would envy my mom in her corporate attire, still doing the puja and in the feminine side, so the feminine touch to it. So every girl's dream was to work the corporate life, you know, and I did not fancy it much because, and my main decision was that if I am ever working, it will not be at the cost of leaving the child home. I was in Bombay. I was left with maids who were very loving, but both mom and dad were working. So I come from that setup. So I wanted to prioritize my family, my child, if I am ever choosing to work. So that is how my mindset had changed eventually. Having a mom who has, so she was there everywhere. She tried her best to balance, to juggle. I will never complain. She made me independent, let me have my own thoughts and opinions. And so I can, maneuver my life the way I want to. So she equipped me with all that. Um, and yeah, I thank her for that. Yeah.
When you said now that mother in a corporate attire lighting a diya, so the thing is, हमें ऐसा एक perfect image दिखाया गया है, एक picture दिखाई गई to have it all. हम ऐसे वो दुर्गा जी का जो 10 हाथ है ना, वो जो दिखाए, वो actual हमने visualize कर लिया था बचपन में कि हम सब कर सकते हैं. The problem is there is nobody handing out medals for that. People use words to appreciate you, but actually don't understand what it actually takes to do it all and at what cost you do it all, right? And I don't
To
know
add
where.
to that,
Yeah.
that point, I just want to add to it. They appreciate you with words, but they will still push you around.
Yeah.
They will still push you around. They will still expect 110 from you, effort from you. So that appreciation doesn't count. We need empathy more than, appreciation.
Empathy for mothers and women in general is very less, I would say. And
Yeah, yeah.
things come from a women only. Like, you know, so there's this pressure of losing weight, getting back in shape, and getting back to your career, or handling your child perfectly. So there's so much happening right after you deliver your baby that it overwhelms you. So
True.
how were these things for you? Like, did you have any body image issues? Were you like कि अब ऐसे करना है, अब मुझे वापस शेप में आना है? Did you go
So
through all of this?
I never gained too much weight. In fact, I did receive a lot of appreciation from all the elderly clan, as I mentioned, because I was back in shape and this and that. I did not take it into account, and it is horrible that you shame a like postnatal mom for the weight gain. It is unacceptable, I would say. And so I let it slide. I was like, forget it. That is their way of thoughts. So
Yeah, that's okay too. Agree.
But, I think you should share some thoughts or your take on how new mothers should just avoid it, ignore it, how to do it. I don't know. Everybody has a different mechanism to do it, but something that can help new moms to just let it be.
so
I
this
have
the
seen.
transition.
I'll tell you
Mhm.
one thing. So I go to a yoga class. I'm not very regular right now, but I saw a mom came to my yoga teacher and said, I am joining my work next month and I want to lose all the weight. I was like, dude, it took 9 months to make a baby inside you. Please be kind to yourself. That is what I was thinking, hearing to her conversation. And the same my yoga teacher told her. But, how do you deal with it? You might also get moms like that.
Yeah, I do have moms who are super conscious about their mom tummy and um yeah, but keeping up with the classes, the trend is that postnatal moms cannot keep up with yoga and the routine because of other commitments. But I would say the transition is very overwhelming, right, into motherhood. But then what you can do is prioritize your mental health over everything else. And how will you do that? You take out me time. Maybe it's a cup of coffee. Maybe it is reading a book under the sun. Maybe it is um, you know you have to do that for yourself. Supplements, nourishing meals, um, mindfulness. Do something for yourself. Be selfish. If you're going to be selfless from day one, you're going to be pushed around for it. They will expect more and more from you. The world will expect more and more. There's no end to it. So be selfish is how I would say for a new mom, take out that time for yourself.
Wow. I I remember I remember when I was pregnant and I had just left my job and come to UK. Um, I was going through LinkedIn I was looking for people who've taken like not maternity leaves but job breaks and then maybe resumed. I had read posts as horrible as saying that any gap more than this is I'm telling you about Indian scenario, any gap more than 6 weeks um, after your baby delivers, you deliver your baby, is questionable. And this was by one of the very renowned companies HRs. Okay. So I don't know how to bounce back in 6 weeks after baby, but I did. I did that. I got insecure and I hurried back into a job and I paid for it. Okay. I paid through my health and my mental health for it. So I get it, these unrealistic expectations and how you fall into it. And I'm telling you, Mahima, I am mindful. I am mindful of what I think, and still I fell into this pit. I'm mindful of what I do. I check my thoughts, I check my actions. I do that constantly. It's a rigorous exercise that I do every day. And I still fell into this pit. So I don't know where we going. See, this is a job. Birthing is a job that only a woman can do, not men. They contribute, but they can't do this, right? And we forget the actual importance of birthing. Why were we made? We were made to procreate and go ahead and pass on this information, right? This is the sole basic need of human life, right? And we ignore the importance of it. We want to dive around everything else is important but this.
So two things I have in mind. First is the feminine energy that we carry, the Shakti. We are so detached from it, is what I felt. As soon as I got pregnant, and I took up the prenatal course, they talked about the Devi, talked in mantras, and I realized that we are unaware. I'm telling you, my prenatal course was um, given by a Dutch lady, and she was talking about the Devis in our literature. And we, as women, India, I was talking specific to, we are so unaware about these things are because we are expected to be in the masculine, phase. When you go out, you are supposed to work. So we're detached from our innate sense of feminine energy, which is to raise children, to birth children. We are very detached, is what I realized. And doing those little things at home of serving chai and nashta and khana, even though it's a tedious, looks very gharelu job, I felt a sense of that restlessness would go down. Okay, I would enjoy doing that, honestly. I like doing it. Now, my friends would cringe at it, my sisters would cringe at it, but I enjoyed it and I embraced it all. And so I could do it. You just have to be open, positive, optimistic towards the situations around you. Don't keep that one vision, one picture, and just be open to new things. That is all
I
I would
think
say. And I
you're
was not
very
an open person, I would say. I
you were
was
a
a
you
very
you you
stuck
made
up.
very brave choices in life. And
It was brave, I would say brave.
yes, because as I would say 90s kids, most especially girls, we were raised in a very different manner. To be financially independent, to have a career, to have it all, to be at home and to be in office. We were raised like that. I was mostly raised like that. I don't know about all of you. So you have made very brave choices. You've shared your story with us. Yeah, you want to
The
say something?
second thing I wanted to say was the healing time after delivery. I have a bunch of moms within 1 month, 2 months ready to bounce back, want to second with me. I myself took 6 months. I took 6 months as a teacher. uh, you know, as a
Soumya,
teacher, I took 6 months to heal from it. And this was not even done fully. I took a year almost. Okay, so take your time to heal. Don't rush the process of healing. Listen to your body. That is all I say to all of them who reach out to me, desperately.
I think she's trying to ऐसा.
No, not you, not you. You are done your
I'm
8 months
kidding.
postpartum
I
now.
am kidding. I'm
but
kidding.
oh, now she has got some, I would say
Thanks.
yes, because she rushed into it way too quickly, way too early. She
See,
wanted to
that is
be
the
there.
natural instinct. I understand. You want to get a hold of your life. You want your previous life back. But once it's done, it's done. There's no going back, looking back.
So,
And
so, so, so
helps.
that is why we are here today having this conversation, Mahima, is because there is your the moment that held my baby, my previous life became irrelevant. All right, it was like we're having this conversation here today to understand the importance and and the value of having a baby and pushing that timeline of your tribe 25 years ahead. With a baby, you are helping your tribe to stay alive for more 25 years, right? So you are
True.
helping the world to go ahead. Imagine Ruskin is going to see maybe the 22nd century. I don't
So
know.
We are creating the future generations, and I don't understand, as you mentioned, there's no emphasis to this. Little girls are not taught about the importance of,
Exactly.
procreating. I understand that. Um, the whole reason for this whole women empowerment to come was a different reason altogether, right? That was in the rural setups, and in the urban setups, it just seemed like a brainwash to me. Brainwash for the government. Big
It is a capitalistic approach to have the 50% of the population in the workforce and make the capitalists more richer.
taxes.
That is why
Taxes.
women started working. It's industrialization
Yeah.
at its best, sucking the life out of us.
Out of
So
the houses, the normal household, Indian society, the kind of houses we had, it used to be balanced, and this has caused a tremendous amount of imbalance now. They've brainwashed the minds of all girls, and this is what I realized after my
yeah,
pregnancy and birthing. This might sound very rudimentary thought for people, but this is my revelation after becoming
it
a
is
mom.
mine too. Trust me, I'm totally on the same page with you on this.
I would say I'm not
Totally.
on the same page, but yeah, I've learned a lot in past 2.5 years of being okay with where I am right now and being there for my baby and my family. So it
Right.
was a
Design. My
really,
mom. Any parting
yeah,
thoughts? Parting
anything
thoughts
you
for
want to
us.
share.
Parting thoughts for mothers. Parting thoughts for girls in general.
As you said, taking a career break and the restlessness that follows with it, that will I be able to get back where I was? This restlessness prevails among all age group of moms because you do choose a different set of life altogether after becoming a mom. Uh, I would say what my mom said, जब time सही होता है, it all falls in place. So just give it time. It's really just time that takes you where you want to be, where you wish to be. Also manifestation. Also that is like the hope that will keep you going. Have a vision for yourself. Write it down, chant for it, um, and it will happen. Things will fall in place. Yeah.
And great things will happen to you too.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining us. We'd love to have you even in the future in several discussions. I
Yes.
love the way this discussion has taken course. Go ahead, Tara must be waiting for you.
Yes, I could hear her screaming in the back. I'm like, what chaos is happening down? I have to go and tap into that.
Follow us on social media for more. Bye for now.